The third core characteristic of Blough Tech is to be meek. And the word meek is an interesting choice, and it's very intentional on our part. If you look back in the history in our language, the use of meekness, the word meek, really fell out about the middle 1800s. It peaked about that period of time, and since then it's really been on a decline, and maybe just a little bit of an uptick here lately. And I think a lot of that has to do with some of the great business writers like Jim Collins and Patrick Lencioni, who really talk about the advantages of CEOs that have humility. Now, humility and meekness are not exactly the same thing, but they're really, really close. And so I think that that's why we begin to see some improvement in the use of this word. When we talk about meekness as a core characteristic of Blough Tech, what I'm really referring to is an idea of strength under control. So let me kind of set the parameters though, because before we're going to be able to have a culture that allows people to be in control of their nature and not trying to defend themselves and trying to be protective of their own territory, we've got to do something first, and that prerequisite is we've got to show them respect. It's an interesting thought. Respect, we are told, has to be earned, but I really think that that's absolutely backwards. I think respect has to be given, and it's only when that respect is disearned, when that respect is not taken at value, that we begin to remove that respect from an individual's life. So I think that when you bring a staff person on, you bring a teammate into your company, you've got to show them respect right off the bat. And that's really different from a lot of what us have seen in our company cultures and maybe even places where we've worked, where people treat their employees as just almost like an animal and not an individual, and certainly not an individual with opinions and ideas. Now, the disadvantage to the employer really is that these people with unique ideas and unique ways of doing things, they're not speaking what's on their mind. Maybe they know exactly how to fix a problem that you're facing, but because we're not demonstrating respect to them, then they're not really loyal to the company. You really want that loyalty, I'm sure, and all of us do. We're not going to get that without respect. We're not going to get meekness, this quality of strength under control, without respect either. When we talk about being meek at work, we're not talking about somebody being weak. Make sure that we don't get those words confused. Meek is not equivalent to weakness. Meek is simply this, is that I know what I'm capable of, I know what I can do, but I'm going to do what's in the best interest of those round about me. I'm going to do what's in the best interest of the team, of the organization. I'm going to abate myself. I'm going to decrease myself so that the team can take the advantage for that. I'm going to realize that there's strength in numbers. I'm going to understand that whole concept that two are greater than one. And I heard a definition one time of this. There's a word called synergy, and synergy really kind of defines this essence. And synergy is simply the fact that two are more than they are individually. So one way of saying it is like this: 1 + 1 is more than 2. We take two individuals, or we take a whole team of people, and they're working together, then that strength that they're using collectively allows them to do some amazing things. If we don't have that strength under control, though, we're all going in different directions. It's kind of like if we got into a boat and we all have got oars and we're all rowing in different directions, we're just going to end up making a mess. So if we're going to row in the same direction, if we're going to be a true team, then we're going to have to decrease ourselves. We're going to have to demonstrate meekness and work as part of the team. So I think that one of the core characteristics to allow your business to be successful has got to be demonstrating and living this quality of meekness in all of the lives of everyone at your company, but first and foremost from the top down.